Hello, this video segment is going to take a look at how you can use a non-calculating category in the TIES gradebook to add definitions or assignments to a category so those assignments don't count toward the final overall grade within that gradebook class. What we're going to do with this particular video segment here, we're going to learn how to do really the three main things in order to set this up. First of all, how to add the category, how to add an assignment to that category, and then the third thing is how to run a report. So let's do that first one. Let's take a look at how to do the initial setup with the category. From the home page of the gradebook, we'll go to Setup and click on Category Editor, and then choose on the left-hand side the course that you want to manage categories for. In my case, I'm going to click Spelling 5, and I currently have 4 categories already set up. I have a formative category here, which is actually counting towards the final percent of 20% of weight, a summative of 80%, and then I have 2 categories here that are non-calculating. So I've added these categories just like I have done before by typing in the names here, but to use the non-calculating option, you want to make sure that you place a check to the far right here. And so if I wanted to add maybe even a third non-calculating category, I could, again, I could type in 5. I just use that as an example here to keep things in order a little bit. I'm just going to put in practice items, and then I'll place a check over here to not calculate it. And once you've done that, type the name, leave the weight as 0, check the box non-calculating, we'll click Save, and now it adds it up here to the top of the list, and I'll have that as a choice available to me when I create a new definition. And that's what we're going to do next. Let's go ahead and add a definition and show you how to connect these non-calculating categories to the assignment. So to begin that process, we'll go up here to Scores, and we'll click on Spelling, and in my little Select an Action list, I'm going to add a new definition. And so here I'm going to type in maybe Chapter 6 Pretest. In my little category drop-down, I have a non-calculating category called Pretests already set up there, or you could choose one of your other non-calculating categories if you want to do that. You can have more than one, but I'll choose Pretests. Let's say it's going to be worth 10 points. And if you want to add any notes about this particular assignment that you want to have students or parents see when they look at the results, you can do that. And if you want to emphasize this does not count toward the final average, you can put those types of notes in there. There's a formatting tool here where you can make those things bold and make them red so it really stands out for people who look at that. And I'm going to save and enter scores after that point. And again, if you've used the gradebook before, you can come in here and type in the individual scores. So I have a score for this student, and I'm just going to click Save and return to the Scores menu so that's recorded. So we've created the category, we've assigned a category to an individual assignment, and I've given it points. And now I'm going to take a look at how that appears on a report. So this time I'll go to Reports, choose Pre-Formatted, and the report I like best is the class status in this case, and for Spelling 5. And so I'll go ahead and run this report, and it'll give me a breakdown of all the assignments within each category. Here we can see I have my formative category, summative. Those do count toward the final grade, so you'll see that there's a breakdown of points and a letter grade assigned to those 2 categories. But down a little further here, I have my practice category, my pretest category, which do not count toward the final. And again, a couple of ways you could communicate this. You could put that right in the title of the category. It does not factor in. You could add a note like I did earlier, make it red, but there's also an indication right at the bottom of the report with a little asterisk that tells you this category is not included in the final grade. So there's a couple of different ways you can manage that to make it clear to parents that look at this report as well. So using the non-calculating category is a nice option to just sort of monitor student work to see how they're doing. The students are able to see the progress maybe they've made on some of their pre-tests without it actually counting against them for their overall grade. Thank you, and good luck with non-calculating categories.